Delighted to be joined on the line now by a man who's returning to Turner's Cross this week, Mr. Matthew Healy. Matt, how are you, boys? Good to see you.
No, I'm all good. I'm all good. Thanks. I'm all good. I'm excited to get there and Turner's Cross again. It's been a bit too long now, so I can't wait to get back.
It has been a while. Before we talk about the 21s, take us back, I suppose, to your departure from Cork City FC, and I suppose how tough a decision was that for you to make?
Oh yeah, big time. It was a tough decision, and it took me a while to make the decision as well. So yeah, it was difficult, from being from Cork, and I loved every minute of playing for Cork City, having everyone there watching me. And sure, I grew up watching the games. My dad used to take me down, so I loved every minute of playing there. But I just thought it was a good opportunity to challenge myself somewhere else, and try and take my game to the next level. So that's what I decided to do in the end.
I'd imagine you've been keeping tabs on, I suppose, City since you've left as well.
I watched every game, most of the games, so I'm still a fan, definitely. Still chat to
Uh,
all the boys as well.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and fingers crossed they can stay out of that relegation battle that they're in at the moment. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah, exactly.
exactly. Yeah. So how has life been in Belgium? I mean, like, I imagine it must have been a bit of a culture shock first off, was it?
Yeah, Jesus, it was a bit of a shock. I'd never been there before, so I didn't know much about it. Um, and it's just the language is the first thing that hits you definitely. It's all French where I'm from now, and I don't really have a word of French in me at the moment, so and they're just kind of sitting there trying to understand it, but it'll take a while to do that. I'll try learn and get a few lessons in and stuff, but I suppose the more you hear it as well, the more you pick it up. So I'm hoping that will happen. But yeah, it's been alright. It's still early days. It's still only a month and a half I've been there, so yeah, it's been good.
You'll be like Ronan O'Gara speaking French soon enough, I'd imagine, will you?
Yeah, the big Cork accent and the French. I hope so. That'll be funny.
What's the standard like, I suppose, compared to the League of Ireland?
Yeah, it's a really good standard. To be fair, it kind of surprised me as well. I didn't really know much about going over, but there's some really big teams in the league, and some really big players as well. Like I think the first game of the season, we played Zulte Waregem, they were called, and they had past Dutch internationals and Belgium internationals and fellas who played in the Champions League for Club Brugge and lads like that. And it was a real surprise, shock to me. I didn't know that was there. And big stadiums as well. Like they had a big stadium, maybe 15, 20,000 seat stadium. Didn't fill it now, but they maybe got 10,000 people there that game, which was really good to play in. But it's different. It's a different style of football, kind of more technical, kind of slow build up, kind of, you know what I mean, kind of European style, if you know what I mean, compared to kind of the UK and Ireland. I find is a bit high press, kind of a lot of running, a lot involved and stuff like that, which I like to do as well. So
Mm.
sometimes I end up running off on myself here over, and the lads aren't coming with me. But yeah, it's good. It's good.
So do you find you get more time in the ball and you're able to get your head up and look around a bit more?
Exactly. Exactly. It's a bit more possession based. You can kind of get turned and try and look for a pass, but it's still not difficult, but or still not easy. Sorry, to find that pass because teams kind of set up like that and they're kind of shifting across, and um. So yeah, it's a bit more patient if you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think was it your first weekend there or your second week there? You were making headlines with a rocket from, was it 30 yards?
Uh, yeah, it was in the pre-season. We went to France for a week. We played the game on the second day, and I think one came off my shin right from the edge of the box and went in. So I'll take it.
And when you talk about settling in, I suppose, I mean, like, and you say there's a language barrier there. Is there teammates there that speak English and that you can kind of bounce off and relate to?
Yeah, yeah. There's a small few. It's all mainly French lads and Belgian lads. So there's maybe 4 or 5 lads that speak speak English, and they kind of help me translate. And the assistant manager speaks English as well. To be fair, so he'll pull me aside after team talks and stuff and tell me what I need to know.
Just good looking ahead now to a massive week, I suppose, for the Republic of Ireland under 21s. First off, Matt's been named in the squad. Must be just a massive, massive thrill, and just to see you there now sitting there with the Ireland top on, it must be a very, very proud moment.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's no prouder moment to play or to be called up for your country. And be able to represent it. And I think just the fact that it's in Cork is even more special, where I can play at Turner's Cross, where I grew up watching in Cork City, and if I managed to play with the green jersey on, that'd be a dream, really, to be honest.
Yeah, because the lads, I suppose, got a taste of Turner's Cross in the Iceland friendly back earlier on this year, which you were called up to that squad as well. So I mean, like the lads, I suppose, to have that experience of playing Turner's Cross, I suppose.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, and they put on a good performance as well. They were against a good Iceland team, and they went out to 10 men, and that just shows the character they have in the group, or we have in the group here. To get down to 10 men, and we still managed to win 2-1. So it was promising signs, and yeah, the start of this week has been good as well. So yeah, we're just preparing for Friday, and we're in good shape, I think.
Yeah, what's the buzz been like in the camp this week?
Yeah, it's been good. A lot of new faces for me as well. I haven't met before, so still trying to get to know each other and stuff. But it's a really good group here. Really, really, all the lads are sound. Help you settle in, and I think there's a good morale around the group. Yeah.
Jim Crawford as well, a very impressive head coach. You've had him on the Big Red Bench a couple of times. He's spoken very, very well, and I'd imagine he's a man you can learn a lot from.
Yeah, big time, big time. Even in the meetings he has off the pitch, it's very detailed and stuff. So just trying to take in as much information as we can, and obviously on the pitch he's a really good manager, and we just trying to listen to him, and yeah, hopefully his team, or we'll listen to his team plan and go from there.
Exactly, yeah. Turner's Cross this coming Friday night. It's going to be a huge crowd. You know how good that atmosphere is at Turner's Cross when the place is buzzing. How much of an advantage is that going to be for you? Because as you know, Matt, like when Turner's Cross is rocking, the fans are right on top of the pitch, breathing on the necks of the players. Some teams can kind of crumble under that kind of pressure.
Big time, I've played in it many times there in Turner's Cross, where the fans nearly suck the ball into the goal, sometimes, so even if we get even a big tackle like that, or they'll have you on your back, or it's just incredible playing, and it'd be a massive advantage for us these two games coming up.
Exactly, yeah. And coming up this Friday night now, it is Turkey at Turner's Cross. What do you know about them, and have you been watching much, I suppose, tape on them and video on them to see what their strengths and weaknesses are?
Yeah, exactly. We've been analysing them in the first few days here. We still got a bit more to do, but they're a good side. We got to give them respect. They've got some good players playing at top levels. So as I said, we're a good group as well. So we're going to back ourselves definitely to win the game and get away with 3 points.
Obviously you were called up for the Iceland game back in March, missed that game due to injury, which must have been incredibly frustrating at the time. I suppose he must be raring to go this time now to get out of the Turner's Cross in a green shirt.
Big time, I left. I think the game was Friday night against Shells. We got injured and we were meeting up on the Sunday, and I just knew after that game that I couldn't play, so I left in tears basically. But I can't wait. If I get the chance to play the green jersey, it'll be a dream. So.
And I'd imagine there'll be a lot of the Healy family, a lot of friends there as well, I suppose, to hopefully watch you in a green shirt on Friday.
Yeah, they were out numbers for the Cork City games, and they'll be even more now for this game, I think. So yeah, have that stand will be full of them, I'd say.
Yeah, exactly. I'm really looking forward now to Friday night against Turkey. Of course, San Marino to come then on Tuesday. I suppose you're not looking too far ahead, but another good game, another tough game coming up next Tuesday night.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, we're kind of focusing on Turkey at the moment, so we're analysing them at the moment, and when we're finished with this game, and hopefully we come away with a win, we'll move on to San Marino and hopefully get the job done against them as well.
Yeah, and that is, I suppose, the mantra. I suppose just taking it one game at a time and seeing where you end up.
Yeah, exactly. You only focus on Friday. That's all we can focus on. We can't get too far ahead of ourselves. So yeah, we're just analysing Turkey at the moment, and yeah, we'll hopefully put on a good result on Friday night. Good performance as well.
Matt, a pleasure talking to you as always, buddy. Very, very best of luck for the weekend.
Thank you very much. Good to see you again, Roy.